All right, water signs. This is a love reading for you today. I'm going to be using the Llewellyn deck, and there will be an extended reading if this does resonate for you, and the information for that's in the box below. I'm also doing personal readings now, and the information for that's also in the box below. All right, so this will be your side, like your energy. This will be your partner or your potential partner's energy. So if you're currently in a relationship, then it's probably your current partner, but we'll see. Other than that, it could be a potential partner, okay? And then this over here will be the connection between you. All right, so that's your cards. I will be drawing some oracles on this as well from the universe to close it off. Alright. Now remember that the gender, like the male and female cards in this deck, refer to the divine masculine and feminine energies. And they're not gender based, so they can be interchangeable. Okay, let's take a look here. Alright. Water signs. Wow, I see some definite movement going on here. Oh, interesting. All right, so we'll start with the Knight of Cups. I'm going to draw some clarifiers on that. So there is a soulmate card here. There's somebody, like I said, it could be male or female, coming into play here from your past, from a past life probably. Like a really strong connection. It's kind of like you've known them all your life. They kind of just know you and that kind of feeling about it. And I see it coming into your life with a bit of a force, but not yet ready to completely connect with you, okay? But definitely, you know, I think it's somebody that you probably have connected with, because now we're at a Knight, and that would have been the Page. So that initial connection, I can kind of see it now coming back into your life in a little bit more solid way to reconnect and create a lot of chaos, quite honestly. To create a lot of chaos in what you are trying to kind of set up in your life right now. Yeah, I can, you know, like right now it looks like you're really working hard at setting up, you know, kind of your future and your life, you know, your base, you know, what you, this is like a construct you're setting up, okay? So this isn't emotional, but it's more like I'm working really hard at trying to figure out what I'm going to do with my life, and I really want to get that going. And then all of a sudden this energy comes in again, and it's really strong, and it's really powerful, and it's like, whoa. And what it does is it kind of pushes you a little bit further to go through some of the unfinished emotional past that you're dealing with in your personal life, and sort of keep, and so it causes movement, in other words. So the chaos that is an interruption of, you know, your day-to-day life kind of thing, and it's like, you know, bringing on some movement in terms of your own exploration of where you're coming from. Then I've got the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles on you here. So yeah, I think it's going to maybe possibly with that, you know, kind of chaotic energy that it's creating. I kind of feel like within that, and within that communication, because you've got the Page of Pentacles showing up here, so I feel like there's some communication coming from this person from the past, the soulmate card, and with it there's, I think, an idea for you in terms of something that, like knowledge or information about what you're trying to figure out right now, okay? Some people say, and I've heard this before, that our soulmates appear, you know, when we need something, you know, that we need to know, or something we need to feel, or something like that. Well, that's what I feel here. I feel like there's divine timing going on here, and this person is going to reappear, but it's going to help you get clearer and create, and just kind of show you something you maybe even didn't even think of, an idea or something that you can move on in terms of moving on with your, your planning for your life. And with the Page of Wands showing up down here, it's like you've been kind of expecting some kind of message to come to you. Excuse me just a sec. There we go. But I don't think that it was necessarily, that you anticipated it would come this way. But it does look like you've been kind of waiting and expecting a message to come in. And this message that's coming in is coming to your soul. So it's not just like an idea in terms of a mind idea, but it's kind of stirring something really deep in your soul. And which may be incorporated into where, as I said, you see yourself going. So yeah, it looks very timely. This is their card now, and so I'm not sure if this is, we'll see if it's this person that's coming in card. I kind of assume it is, but it might be. And so what I see here is we've got the Empress showing up here and the Queen of Wands. And remembering that these are interchangeable gender-wise, so just because it's a queen doesn't mean that it's a queen. However, in this kind of reading, I kind of feel like there's been an ending in their life, an ending of a connection that they've kind of been calmly, going along in this connection. And it looks like, it's been... I don't know how to explain this. It's the kind of connection that their lives have been brought on the same path, and they've been, happily moving along on it or whatever. But now I see a disruption also that happened with you in their life, and you're showing up as the Empress. So you're kind of bringing this energy to them that they're bringing to you. So when you showed up in their life, you brought in this whole powerful creative energy and this divine feminine energy. And it feels to me like they've brought in more of a masculine energy into your life, like a clarity, an opportunity that you maybe didn't think about, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's where I see this happening with this person that's coming back into your life. And I think for them, they're in a place right now where they're ready to move on too. Not just emotionally and romantically, but I think period, move on with their lives and possibly relocate, possibly a new job, a new career. I just kind of see like they've outgrown where they've been. They've outgrown who they've been with. Because it looks like I say, with the Queen of Wands showing up and the connection between them. And it didn't look that passionate to me. It looked more, more agreeable, and like they made kind of some kind of a pact together or some kind of that kind of idea to do something together. And now as I see, I think that has been expired with the Death card showing up, and I think it's because they've outgrown it and they're looking for something, and also I think it's because of the energy that you brought into their life, or that you bring into their life, that has kind of shaken them up a bit too on on their destiny kind of basis. And then I can kind of see where, you guys have been brought together definitely for a purpose, because you put out to the universe that you wanted to find somebody that was like you. They put out to the universe they wanted to find somebody like them, and you both came together, okay? So I feel like you've been called into their life, they've been called into your life by each other, not just by the universe, but by, like I said, you conjured them, they conjured you. And then I can see the Wheel of Fortune showing up here. So this is about a destiny that is here for this purported meeting. So we've got the Page of Cups showing up on the destiny, and the Ten of Swords, and the Fool. So I think what I can see here is that the showing up in each other's lives came about, even though it hasn't developed from that point on yet, because we still have a page, but it just kind of has a purpose. And the purpose, I feel, is a lot of healing for each other, and also kind of being there in a way that as a catalyst to move each other onto the next part of their stage of life, or wherever they're entering into next. Because you've got the Fool showing up here in the destiny between the two of you's reading here. So it seems like a really yeah, like a quite a intense connection here that yeah, and whether or not it's going to go into the future with the Fool showing up here, I'm not sure, but I definitely see a lot of healing being offered from it, both ways. That to that person more around the emotional passion way, and to you more around the clarity and believing in yourself kind of way, in terms of as I say, their divine masculine, what they bring there. Okay, now this is the connection and where the connection's going. So I've got the Nine of Cups, the King of Cups, Three of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So with the Nine of Cups, this connection is something that both of you desired. This is, it's like you were tired of not being with your own kind, because not being with your own kind created a lot of instability and insecurity on all sides of the scale. So not just for you and for them, but also for the people involved with them. It created a lot of, with that insecurity, then you kind of had things like possessiveness, jealousy, those kinds of primal kind of responses to feeling threatened, because those connections possibly weren't meant to be, and so it was never. So they never felt stable. They never felt like they were really stable in their heart more than anything. Okay, it's kind of like they were there and they knew they were there and they knew that there was a connection and they knew there was, but it was kind of more like a life connection, that kind of thing. And now what I feel with this connection, it's a lot more around heart's desire. This is really about heart's desire. And heart's desire kind of leading to more of a spiritual connection as well. So we've got the King of Cups showing up next. And this is, like I say, not a male or female card. This is a divine masculine, but in terms of passion and emotion. So the connection between the divine masculine and kind of opening up to their own divine feminine, and bringing the two together. So bringing the divine feminine nature of passion and love and heart connection, heart commitment, spirit commitment, along with the stability of the divine male energy with the king there, and so bringing the two together, okay, in a really solid way. This card denotes, the way I read it, a strong commitment card. So I can feel like there's a commitment here, whether it's going to be a construct, I'm not sure, but like marriage or something, but it is definitely a marriage in spirit. And then with the Four of Cups showing up, this is the missing element that's now appeared in because of this connection to you. It's like you didn't, it's like kind of like maybe a part of you kind of felt something, maybe sensed something missing, and which is why you called this person in the first place, but you didn't quite understand how it actually manifested in the real world in terms of creating that stability for you that you've been seeking as well. So I think maybe that's what you didn't count on, or you didn't take into consideration, that this connection, the soulmate connection, you've got lovers here, and choosing that soulmate connection would actually create more stability for you. Even though it feels less stable because it feels so passionate and kind of, emotional and chaotic and stuff, but because your heart is now stable. And that's what I was saying here with the Nine of Cups, is that is what your heart's desire was, not in these other situations for that person or for you. And so now with this fourth cup coming in, it's kind of like, the stabilizing, the unexpected stabilizer for both of you, individually and together. And it's because of this connection, the soulmate connection, because there's an ability there to heal, nurture, support each other in a much more reciprocal way. All right, and we've got the Three of Pentacles showing up here. I'm just going to do a clarifying on that. And I think that's where the strength will come from in terms of you having to make some choices here, as I said, that you've been exploring about where to move into your life next, is that this connection, because it is so harmonious and so much affirms your own personal values and your own your own beliefs where you want to go with your life, because they get it, right? Which you've got the King of Swords here, which is kind of the warrior card. So putting those two energies together, once again, just like we did here, putting those two energies together is giving you the ability to make moves and go for what you want, even though you might be a bit afraid or intimidated by, going after it. So for you, it's once again being intimidated by maybe the material world stuff, kind of, because you're coming from, as the Empress, you're coming from a much stronger kind of heart-centered creative nature, because, being a water sign. And then for them, it's because they're bringing in the kind of the warrior card and the focus card, and once again, that divine male energy. So you put the two together, and together it provides the strength that you both need to move on into taking risks in your life and going after what is meant for you. Then we've got the King of Wands down here with your connection. Okay, so if the King of Wands, I think what happened here, as it did for that person with the Queen of Wands showing up there, is that, I can see why this person is in your life, Cancer, because it feels stable. It feels like you're on your path, they're on their path. There's a connection there, there's a calmness there, there's a, safety there, because you feel like you're friends, just like they did with, the Queen of Wands when I said it's, it's this kind of energy, right? And so with the Four of Pentacles in the middle there, it felt like that's what you were achieving. It felt like you were, but now we've got the Emperor, which is this divine masculine energy, combined with the divine feminine, whichever way you want to go there. And that is actually, as I say, that actually is where stability comes from. Because the Emperor is, concerned with their empire. King of Wands is more on their own path. The Emperor is there for the empire, and you're the Empress, because that's how you're showing up in their reading. They're showing up here as the Emperor. So this is that kind of reciprocation that we saw here with the Lovers. Okay, so that's what I see in the connection between you, is that combining between the Empress and the Emperor energy. That actually is the stability that can build empires together. Okay, all right, well, I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to move on, as I say, to extended reading to take a look in more detail on the Nine of Cups and the Lovers and the Emperor, and just see if we get more details about, kind of where does it go from here, because remember, it's just kind of reconnected here. So let's see where that goes. I'm just going to draw an oracle card, and we've got the mystery. And I think this is the mystery that we're talking about, because actually, sometimes we misinterpret what this is the mystery of the fourth cup, because sometimes I think what we think about with cups is we think about, emotions, we think about heart-centeredness, sacredness, and all that, which is great. But then we kind of think about pentacles, and we think about security and, stability. But what if the cups were the sacred mystery? So with our heart's desire being fulfilled and being with our soulmate, which is our true connection on a heart level, what if that's the mystery of what stability is actually about? So it's not about what we do, what we build. It's more about that connection in the universe that gives us that sense of stability. And that, I feel, is what the mystery is about. Okay, and that's where I feel like this is at. I feel like this is solving that mystery. Okay, all right. Well, thanks very much, water signs, and I'll see you next week.